Hello everyone, I hope you are well. Let's talk about Palantir, PLTR ticker. So let's talk about the bottom line here, what's going on with Palantir. I'm going to be completely open and honest with you about probably about last week. With Palantir hitting these big highs right now and what's going on in the world, I sold out completely out of Palantir. Now, that is not to say that I'm not going back into Palantir. I am going back into Palantir probably next week. I'm going to try to buy back in here at a mid $15 range because I do think Palantir, I think the market in general is going to hit some kind of resistance here. Obviously, and we saw that today. The stock market went whoa, it pulled back completely. Now, obviously, reason why we're talking about the market in general hitting a resistance, a big wall here, more than not pretty soon, is because the market has been doing actually pretty well. The market's been doing scary well, even though all the stuff that is going on in the world. But now with the Biden administration announcing that they will be supplying more money to the stuff in the Middle East, I don't want to use certain words if you're wondering why I'm just like beating around the bush right now, because I don't want to get in trouble. YouTube is very sensitive to what is going on right now. So obviously with that too, people, a lot of forecasters for the market, analysts, all this, a lot of people are getting really scared right now. And I know a lot of investors that are pulling out their money, their big investments, because there's a lot of uncertainty of what is coming down the road here with what's left in the year in the market. And Palantir, for that reason, trying to stay on subject here, we could see it take some more hit. Now, the good news with that too is that more than likely Palantir will move back up. And I say that because here in November, on November 9th, we'll be showing the third quarterly earning. We'll be showing the third earnings here of the year, and we know they're going to be great. We know they're going to be wonderful. This isn't a thing where we're like, I don't know what's happening. It's pretty much guaranteed at this point that the earnings are going to be amazing for this third quarterly right here. That's pretty much, as in the bucket. We know that. The question is here, is Palantir going to meet the resistance of the market? And that's where a lot of us go. It's a scary time to be buying calls or puts because there's just so much uncertainty what's going on with this market. Now, like I said, the market's been rolling here for about 2 weeks. It's been doing really good. And we've seen that progression here throughout this whole year where the market will run 2.5 weeks minimum really strong. We've had a few times this year where it's done this, and then it just falls back. I mean, it just like falls off the cliff. And even Tesla, as of late, that news is kind of old news, but Tesla, my God, has been taking a spill here. Oh my God, today just getting annihilated. Ugh. And I didn't even sell out of Tesla, which I'm not going to, but God, I'm kind of thinking I wish I would have at this point. I'm taking a huge loss there. I could have pulled the same trick I'm doing here with Palantir. But once again, talking about Palantir, like I said, I'm going right back into Palantir. This is not something that I want to play around with getting lost from it. Talking about the bottom here, Palantir just a few weeks ago was sitting around this $14 range, and that's pretty much the lowest it's gone here since May of this year. So it's ran pretty strong here, and honestly I believe it's going to keep running strong here. Why? Because obviously we just had another deal take place here just 2 weeks ago, which is why Palantir is running still off that news, but today obviously falling apart, and we pretty much knew this was coming. We knew Palantir. I even said this a week ago where I was like, listen, this is great, this is fantastic, but we obviously know there's a lot going on in the world right now, and we know Palantir is going to sell the news, and it's going to happen here. And this is the result of what we're seeing. So personally, what I'm looking for, I'm looking at least a $15.50. I would love to get back in under $15. Will it go under $15? I don't know. I don't think any of us know because we don't know what the market is bringing next week, and that is the scary part of what's going to happen here. We are in a place right now with the market and history that we have really never seen before. These are such uncharted waters that no one, even who's been in the market for 20 years, is really able to call what's going to happen here. So friends, hopes and dreams here is that if you're in Palantir, 13 under, $10 under, I think you're totally safe there. something dramatic, terrible would have to happen for it to reach those numbers. If you're at a 18 to 17, you're like, oh man, I overshot my load here. If you're in at a 18, 17, you're like freaking out. I really wouldn't worry about it too much. Palantir in the long run is going to be a stock that's going to be over those numbers. We're probably this time next year, we're going to be deep in the 20s. But right now, I think a lot of us, like my situation, we're trying to get in and get as low as we can and as many shares as I can snatch up right now, with it being as cheap as it's going to be maybe for the last time this year. And whether that's a high 13, mid 14, mid 15, I really don't know. I do think it will touch 15 obviously again next week. The question is just, what can it hold here, and what's the bottom going to be? Friends, with all that said, that's just my thoughts. That's what's going on, and I wish all of you the best of luck. Let me know what you think, and if you've got calls or puts, I know a lot of you do. I've been reading a lot of comments. Best of luck. I really do wish everyone the best of luck. That is just a rough place to be right now. Everyone, take care. Bye bye.